Never chase these people again. Have you ever noticed how exhausting it feels when you are always the one calling first, texting first, apologizing first, explaining yourself first, and trying to keep a connection alive that the other person barely seems to value? You give your time, your attention, your loyalty, your patience, and sometimes even your peace, but in return you get confusion, distance, mixed signals, or silence. At some point you have to stop and ask yourself one powerful question. Am I building a relationship, or am I begging to be chosen? Today we are talking about something that can change the way you see people forever. Never chase these people again. Not because you are arrogant. Not because you do not care. Not because you are cold-hearted. But because your energy is precious, your dignity matters, and your life becomes lighter when you stop running after people who are not walking toward you. The truth is simple. The right people do not need to be chased. They may be busy, they may have problems, they may need space sometimes, but they will never make you feel like your presence is a burden. They will not leave you guessing where you stand. They will not enjoy your attention while giving you nothing real in return. They will not make you feel small just because you care deeply. Chasing people can become a quiet form of self-betrayal. You convince yourself that if you try harder, love harder, explain better, forgive more, stay longer, or prove your worth again and again, maybe they will finally see your value. But the painful truth is this: people usually know your value. They just choose whether they want to honor it or take advantage of it. Never chase people who only remember you when they need something. These are the people who disappear when you are struggling but suddenly return when they need help, money, advice, support, comfort, or a favor. They know you are kind. They know you will respond. They know you have a soft heart. But they do not come to you because they value your soul. They come because they value your usefulness. You deserve better than being treated like an emergency service. You are not a backup plan. You are not an emotional ATM. You are not someone's free therapist whenever their life becomes messy. Helping people is beautiful, but being used is not. A healthy relationship has balance. Sometimes you give, sometimes they give. Sometimes you listen, sometimes they listen. But when you are always pouring into someone who never pours back, eventually you become empty. Never chase people who make you question your worth. Pay attention to how you feel after interacting with someone. Do you feel peaceful, respected, and understood? Or do you feel anxious, confused, insecure, and desperate for approval? Some people do not directly insult you, but their behavior slowly damages your confidence. They ignore your messages, act cold for no reason, give you attention one day and distance the next, compare you with others, or make you feel like you are lucky they even tolerate you. That is not love. That is emotional confusion. Real connection does not require you to shrink yourself. Real friendship does not require you to perform. Real love does not make you beg for basic respect. The people who belong in your life will not make you feel like you have to earn your place every single day. Never chase people who only give you mixed signals. Mixed signals are often a clear signal that someone is not fully interested, not emotionally available, or not serious about you. One day they act close, the next day they act distant. One day they say they miss you, the next day they disappear. One day they make promises, the next day they act like you expected too much. When someone truly values you, their actions have consistency. You do not have to become a detective to understand their feelings. You do not have to analyze every word, every delay, every change in tone, every online status, every small reaction. Peace feels different. Clarity feels different. When someone is right for you, you do not spend most of your time wondering if you matter. Never chase people who never apologize. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has bad days. Everyone can say something wrong or act selfishly sometimes. But the difference between a healthy person and a toxic person is accountability. A healthy person can say, "I was wrong." A healthy person can say, "I hurt you, and I am sorry." A healthy person does not see apology as weakness. But some people will hurt you, then act like you are dramatic for feeling pain. They will disrespect you, then blame you for reacting. They will twist the story until you start doubting your own memory. They will make you explain your hurt again and again, only to dismiss it every time. Do not chase people who cannot take responsibility for the damage they cause. Without accountability, there can be no real trust. Never chase people who are comfortable losing you. This one hurts, but it is important. Some people are completely calm when they see you walking away. They do not ask what happened. They do not try to fix things. They do not care enough to understand your pain. They only come back when they feel lonely, bored, rejected by someone else, or when they realize you are no longer available. Do not mistake their return for love. Sometimes people come back not because they value you, but because they miss the access they had to you. They miss your attention. They miss your kindness. They miss the comfort of knowing you would always be there. But missing your benefits is not the same as respecting your heart. Never chase people who compete with you secretly. These people smile in your face but feel uncomfortable when you grow. They ask about your dreams, but they do not celebrate your progress. They watch your success quietly, but instead of being happy for you, they become cold, critical, or distant. They may not openly attack you, but they make small comments to reduce your confidence. They turn your victories into luck, your hard work into nothing, and your happiness into something suspicious. Real friends celebrate your growth. Real people who love you are not threatened by your light. They do not need you to fail so they can feel better about themselves. If someone only feels close to you when you are struggling, confused, or behind, but becomes uncomfortable when you rise, stop chasing them. They were not connected to you. They were connected to feeling above you. Never chase people who only respect you after you walk away. Some people do not value your presence until they feel your absence. When you are available, they ignore you. When you care, they take it lightly. When you forgive, they repeat the same behavior. But the moment you stop chasing, suddenly they notice. Suddenly they become sweet. Suddenly they remember your worth. Be careful. Attention after withdrawal is not always love. Sometimes it is control. Some people do not want to treat you properly, but they also do not want to lose access to you. They want you close enough to use, but far enough that they do not have to commit, respect, or show consistency. When you leave, they panic not because they love you deeply, but because they lost control over your availability. Never chase people who make you feel guilty for having boundaries. Boundaries are not walls to punish others. Boundaries are doors with locks. They show people how to enter your life with respect. A person who truly cares about you may not always understand your boundary immediately, but they will try to respect it. A manipulative person will make you feel selfish for having one. They will say you changed. They will say you are too sensitive. They will say you are acting proud. They will say you think you are better than others. But the truth is, they were comfortable with the version of you that had no limits. The moment you start protecting your peace, they feel offended because they can no longer treat you however they want. Never chase people who drain your spirit. Some people do not need to do anything dramatic to harm your peace. Their energy alone exhausts you. Every conversation becomes heavy. Every meeting leaves you tired. Every interaction feels like emotional work. They complain constantly, criticize everything, create drama everywhere, and somehow pull you into problems that were never yours. Compassion is important, but you cannot save someone who is committed to staying in chaos. You can support people, but you cannot carry their entire emotional life on your back. At some point, you must choose peace without feeling guilty. You are allowed to protect your mind. You are allowed to step back from people who constantly bring storms into your life. Never chase people who are only interested in your attention, not your heart. Some people love being loved, but they do not love you. They enjoy your compliments, your care, your loyalty, your messages, your support, and your emotional investment. They like knowing someone is thinking about them. They like the feeling of being wanted. But when it comes to giving the same effort back, they disappear. This can happen in friendships, relationships, family connections, and even professional spaces. Someone can enjoy your energy without having real intentions toward you. Learn to recognize the difference between someone who values you and someone who simply enjoys the way you make them feel. Your love should not become entertainment for someone's ego. Your time is not unlimited. Your emotional energy is not unlimited. Your peace is not unlimited. Every hour you spend chasing someone who does not value you is an hour taken away from your growth, your purpose, your family, your health, your dreams, and the people who genuinely love you. There comes a moment when you must never chase people who force you to prove your loyalty while giving you none. Loyalty is powerful, but it should not be one-sided. Some people expect you to understand their silence, forgive their mistakes, support their dreams, accept their excuses, and stay patient with their flaws. But when you need understanding, they judge you. When you make one mistake, they punish you. When you ask for support, they disappear. That is not loyalty. That is emotional slavery. Loyalty without mutual respect becomes a trap. You can love someone deeply and still decide that you will no longer be treated unfairly. You can care about someone and still stop chasing them. Walking away does not always mean you stopped loving them. Sometimes it means you finally started loving yourself. Never chase people who constantly make excuses but never make effort. We all get busy. Life can be hard. People have responsibilities, stress, family issues, work pressure, and personal struggles. But effort does not always require grand gestures. Effort can be a short message. Effort can be honesty. Effort can be a simple, "I am busy right now, but I care." Effort can be consistency in small ways. When someone wants to keep you in their life, they will find a way to show it. When they do not, they will find excuses. Do not get trapped in believing every excuse from someone whose pattern never changes. A reason explains behavior once or twice. Pattern reveals priorities. Never chase people who only love you when you are convenient. Some people are kind when it benefits them. They are warm when they need you. They are available when they are lonely. They are affectionate when they have nothing better to do. But when you need them to show up, suddenly they are too busy, too tired, too confused, or too emotionally unavailable. Love that depends on convenience is not love you can build a life around. Friendship that only exists when it is easy is not friendship you can trust. You need people who can be present not only in your happy moments, but also in your difficult ones. You need people who do not disappear when life becomes uncomfortable. Never chase people who disrespect you in public and apologize in private. Respect should not be hidden. Some people embarrass you in front of others, make jokes at your expense, expose your weaknesses, dismiss your opinions, or speak to you in a way that lowers your dignity. Later, when no one is watching, they say sorry. But if someone repeatedly disrespects you publicly and apologizes privately, they are protecting their image, not your heart. A genuine apology comes with changed behavior. A person who respects you will not enjoy making you feel small. They will not use humor as a weapon. They will not make you the target just to look powerful, funny, or superior. Never chase people who need to put you down to lift themselves up. Never chase people who are jealous of your healing. This may sound strange, but some people do not want you to become stronger. They were comfortable when you were insecure. They liked you better when you needed their approval. They preferred the old version of you that accepted disrespect, answered every message instantly, tolerated every mood swing, and apologized even when you were not wrong. When you start healing, you start changing. You stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You stop begging for attention. You stop allowing access without respect. And the people who benefited from your brokenness may call your healing pride. Let them. Your growth will offend anyone who benefited from your lack of boundaries. Never chase people who do not choose you. This is one of the hardest lessons in life. You can love someone. You can care deeply. You can see their potential. You can believe there is something special between you. But if they are not choosing you clearly, respectfully, and consistently, you must choose yourself. Do not try to convince someone to see your worth. Do not try to compete for a place in someone's heart. Do not wait forever for someone who keeps you as an option while they explore other choices. You are not a maybe. You are not a temporary comfort. You are not a backup plan for someone who cannot decide. The people who are meant for you will meet you with effort. They will not make you feel like loving you is difficult. They may not be perfect, but they will be present. They will communicate. They will care about how their actions affect you. They will protect the connection, not play games with it. Now let us be clear. Not chasing people does not mean you become cruel. It does not mean you ignore everyone. It does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop forcing connection. It means you stop dragging people into your life who clearly do not want to walk with you. It means you stop confusing attachment with love. It means you stop treating someone's distance as a challenge to work harder. There is power in stepping back. When you stop chasing, you finally see who was walking with you and who was only moving because you were pulling them. You see who checks on you without needing a reason. You see who misses your presence, not just your service. You see who respects your silence instead of only enjoying your attention. Sometimes your absence teaches you more than your presence ever could. When you stop explaining, stop begging, stop overgiving, and stop chasing, life reveals the truth. Some people will disappear completely, and that will hurt. But their disappearance is also an answer. It shows you that the connection was surviving on your effort alone. And some people will step forward. They will notice. They will ask. They will care. They will show you that your relationship was not one-sided. Those are the people worth investing in. Not the loudest people. Not the most charming people. Not the people who know exactly what to say. But the people whose actions carry respect. One of the biggest signs of maturity is learning where your energy belongs. You cannot give everyone full access to your heart. You cannot treat every person like they deserve your deepest loyalty. Access to you should be earned through respect, honesty, consistency, and care. When you give full access to people who have not earned it, you end up hurt, drained, and confused. Asking, why do they not choose me? And start asking, why am I still choosing someone who makes me feel unwanted? That question can change your life. Because once you realize you have a choice, you stop acting powerless. You stop waiting for someone else to define your value. You stop handing your confidence to people who do not even know how to care for it. You are allowed to miss someone and still not go back. You are allowed to love someone and still not chase them. You are allowed to forgive someone and still keep distance. You are allowed to wish them well and still protect yourself. Peace does not always come from getting closure from others. Sometimes peace comes from closing the door yourself. And remember this, when you stop chasing the wrong people, you create space for the right people. Your life becomes quieter, but that quiet is not loneliness. It is clarity. It is healing. It is the sound of your soul finally breathing again. You begin to enjoy your own company. You begin to focus on your goals. You begin to rebuild your confidence. You begin to attract people who match your energy instead of people who drain it. Do not be afraid of losing people who were never truly holding you. Do not be afraid of silence after you stop reaching out. Silence can be painful, but it can also be honest. It tells you what words often hide. It shows you who was connected to your heart and who was only connected to your availability. From today, make a decision. No more chasing people who make you feel invisible. No more chasing people who only appear when they need something. No more chasing people who confuse you, drain you, disrespect you, or make you beg for basic kindness. No more giving premium access to people who treat you like an option. Choose people who choose you. Choose peace over confusion. Choose respect over attachment. Choose consistency over chemistry. Choose actions over promises. Choose yourself not in a selfish way but in a healthy way. Because the relationship you have with yourself sets the standard for every relationship you allow in your life. The moment you stop chasing, you begin attracting. Not because you are playing a game, but because self-respect changes your energy. You no longer move like someone desperate to be accepted. You move like someone who knows their value. You become calmer. You become clearer. You become stronger. And people can feel that. So never chase these people again. Let them go if they want to go. Let them be silent if they choose silence. Let them misunderstand you if they refuse to listen. Let them lose access if they cannot show respect. Your life is too valuable to spend it running after people who are not even looking back. And one day, you will look back and realize that walking away was not the end of your story. It was the beginning of your freedom. If this message spoke to your heart, take a moment to reflect on the people in your life. Who gives you peace? Who drains you? Who values you? Who only uses you? Be honest with yourself, because honesty is the first step toward healing. And before you leave, subscribe to this channel for more powerful life lessons, self-respect reminders, and motivational videos that help you grow stronger from the inside. Like this video if you believe your peace is worth protecting, and share it with someone who needs to stop chasing people who do not value them. Remember, the right people will not make you chase them. They will meet you with love, respect, and effort.